Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to your weekly episode of Wandering and Pondering, walking around the farmlands. At the moment, it's quite a bleak day here in the UK. It's not as cold as it has been though. Wearing my skull jumper. I am Chloe the Elven Mage. I'm a full-time artist, psychic, mentor, quantum healer, witch. I actually decided yesterday that from this day forward I identify as a mystical weirdo. So anyone that asks me now, that is how I choose to identify. So no idea what's going to come through on today's video, and for anyone that's new here, thank you so much for being here. These are very ad hoc, spontaneous videos that are not planned. If you're someone who prefers a little bit more structure, check out my coffee shop chats. Often a lot more research and structure goes into those conversations. These ones are a lot more wild and at one with the elements and more channeled and going with the flow. So yes, also I just want to say hi and thank you to all my new subscribers. There's been an amazing surge this month, so thank you for being here. I hope you like these videos, and if there's anything that you would like me to talk about, to explore, to channel, to communicate with the trees or the land on these walks, your suggestions are always taken into consideration, and I do my best to honour them. So in the comments to this video, anything you'd like me to explore, please do feel free to share. And also, if you enjoy this, if you like and subscribe to my channel, it will really help me to know that you are enjoying these videos. You're probably going to hear some wild wind today, and I just want to celebrate and honor that we are approaching Samhain, the pagan festival and celebration of summer's end, the beginning of, well, the official start of the descent into winter and the darker months. So that is actually on the 1st of November. Often it is celebrated on the 31st of October, known as Halloween. That is the eve of it. And then on the 1st is really a day when we can honor our ancestors. Also there's Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, same time as Halloween. So it's all coming up this weekend, a very, very magical time. One of my favourite times of the year, and I'm hosting a very, very special 2-hour, maybe longer, masterclass this Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. UK time. Check your time zones. I believe that it's 4 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be exploring what being a witch really means. What is magic? What is the witch wound? Really celebrating women and feminism throughout history. And we'll also be going on a deep quantum healing journey, which will be in the style of a ritual and a ceremony together. So it's going to be really powerful, not just an ordinary workshop, not just an ordinary masterclass. It's going to have information, so it's going to be informative, it's going to be interactive, community based. We're going to be talking and sharing with one another, healing, very introspective, but then also an opportunity to really build together in a community and say yes to reclaiming our full selves and our true magical selves. And if you can't make it, you can also sign up and you'll get a copy of the recording. Also, what I didn't mention, I don't know if everyone knows this, but you're also going to get a playbook, so a Healing the Witch Wound playbook, which is going to be introspective questions so that you can continue to do the inner work ongoing after the masterclass. So yeah, if you would like to come, you can find the link on my channel, or I will drop it in the comments here as well. But that's going to be super exciting. Awaken the Witch Within masterclass. There's already either 13 or 14 people who've signed up, which is just incredible. So it's going to be an amazing group. Sorry, I keep getting hair in my mouth. Let me try and clear that. Otherwise it's a bit distracting if I keep sticking my fingers in my mouth. So anyway, that is exciting. Last night I was doing a lot of the planning and preparation for the masterclass, because there are some historical facts and also myths that I want to bring into the masterclass. Yeah, and I was getting quite emotional actually. It's a lot of feminism that we can't ignore when we explore the history of the witch and the current repercussions of the witch wound. So yeah, you will see me posting quite a bit this week about women currently, women throughout history, notes on feminism, because the suppression of woman, the suppression of women and the womb is still very apparent in society. So yes, but by the way, for the masterclass, men are also welcome, all genders, and everyone is welcome. It will be talking a lot about the suppression of women, but that's not to say that men and all genders are not welcome. Everyone is welcome here, because we all want to reawaken to our full selves and our complete and whole magical capacity. So I think I'm gonna have a few conversations with trees today, but I also wanted to just share a few little pockets of wisdom and inspiration that my guides have really been drumming into me in the last few days. And one of those is, I mean, it sounds like the most simple and the most textbook kind of business coaching idea, but they're really telling me and explaining to me the importance of it. And they've said, so they were saying to me, but they were saying this, you know, directed at me, but also directed at the collective consciousness, because we are in such a time of great awakening at the moment, such a time, such an unprecedented moment of great awakening, people waking up to the truth and actually being like, we can't live like this anymore. We can't live in a world that is run this way, where people are starving, people are homeless, people are getting mass murdered, genocide is considered normal, sexism and racism are still rife. Like, it's not okay. We are living in a world where anti-love and anti-human are the ruling trajectory, and we are waking up to that and saying no more. So we are in this time of mass awakening, but it can be like, oh my God, what's going on? What do I do? There's so much false light and so much false truth. The paradox that is. So some support that came through from my guides is that the only thing standing in your way of success is self-belief. The only thing standing in your way of success is self-belief. And that really rung true for me. And yes, like anything, like any teaching, like any idea, there's layers, and it's not just as simple as A and B and black and white. There's layers to believing in ourselves. There's layers that are needed to get to that level of healing where we're like, holy shit, yeah, I am dope, like I am powerful, I am psychic, I am creative. But it's, the first step I would say is doing what you love. Start doing what you love, and if you don't know what you love, go back to what you loved as a child and start playing and start exploring. Go back to doing what you love. Don't try and do what someone else is doing. Don't ever try and do what someone else is doing, because then you'll get trapped in this system of belief, and almost like this leader-follower thing where, again, you're not being true to yourself. So do what you love and keep practicing what this capitalist, modern patriarchal society has conditioned us to believe is the way and believe is true, is that everything needs to happen immediately and overnight, and if you're not an overnight success, you're a failure. We have to completely throw that crap out of the door and out of our consciousness and say, you know what, I am gonna work damn hard to become the absolute master of doing what I love. Yeah? And that could be collecting leaves off an autumn forest floor and putting them inside a picture frame and making them look beautiful. It can be something as simple as that, or it could be solving a maths equation, right? I want to just explain that I'm not only covering the spiritual field here. This is anything and everything. Whatever brings you joy, whatever you are great at, whatever you excel in, that is what the world needs from you. And the only thing that's standing in your way of success is self-belief, or the lack of. So do whatever you can to start believing in yourself. Start working on building up your skill sets again. Doing things, little things, step by step. Don't set yourself goals that are unobtainable. That is a form of self-sabotage, okay? And then once you start believing in yourself, it's like an instrument, you know, or learning a language. You have to frickin' practice and put your back into it to hone that skill. And especially if it's things like creativity, spiritual practices, public speaking, singing, psychic abilities, we have been so conditioned against those divine feminine skills, gifts and talents, that's the lack of self-belief runs deeper than our own psyche and consciousness. It's in the collective consciousness of the witch wound. It's in our matriarchal lineage. It goes beyond. So we have to really, in the beginning, put effort in to softening and make those things that we love fun again. Take the competition about it, the competition out of it. Don't put a price tag on your hobbies. So for example, if you want to start creating something, create it and then offer it to people for free, first of all. And then once you start feeling a bit good, you're like, oh yeah, I'm pretty good at this now. Then you could start offering it and saying, if you would like this, you can just donate to me. Build it up slowly and just allow the belief to come in that way. The only thing that's standing in you and success is self-belief. And the only way you can fail is if you give up. There's actually no such thing as failure, because you either succeed or you stop trying. So failure actually is another fear construct in conditioning. There's no such thing as failing. There's no such thing. You keep going. You keep building a skill. You don't give up when people tell you that you're not good enough or you're not doing it right. You start building this shell of confidence around you where you can say, no, I am doing it my way. Your way is your way. My way is my way. And then you can begin to start finding your voice. And this is another thing that's really made a huge difference for me in the last couple of months. And this was something that my guides told me to start doing. Whenever I start worrying about things like money and getting bookings and things like that, is to stop everything that I'm doing, put my hands on my heart, smile and say out loud, my success is inevitable. It's okay. Nothing matters because my success is inevitable. And that simple sentence is so empowering. And it doesn't matter if this is connected to money or if it is just a hobby or a skill set or a community group or charity work that you're doing. Believe that your success is inevitable. Let go of the constraint of time. Let go of thinking it has to be done tomorrow. Yes, it's great for us to set goals, but don't attach your sense of self-worth to the constriction of a time frame. Brush it off and say, do you know what? It's cool. My success is inevitable. And honestly, for me, having that level of blind faith woven into deeply loving trust in the universe and in the divine is what has got me through to where I am now. I'll tell you a little bit of a story. So this time, coming up to this time last year, I was about to fly to Peru to go to a 2.5-week medicine for women womb healing master plant medicine retreat. This had been a long time coming. The plants had been calling me for many, many, many years, but I just had all the excuses not to go. Spending that amount of money was very scary to me. You know, all the things, every reason times 100 I had made or used as an excuse not to go. Anyway, the opportunity came for me to go with a dear friend and a group of friends who I trusted very much. And about a month before I flew, my guides and the spirits of the plants very clearly said to me, you have to quit your job before you go, because when you come back, you can't work there anymore. Your frequency will be so different that if you go back into that job, you will just sink deeply and basically not move forward and evolve and expand, which was, of course, one of my intents of going there, to expand, right? That is what we want with our healing journey, to grow and expand and become bigger than this small box of conditioning that we've been placed in. So I was told very firmly to quit my job. So I quit my job. So I finished a few days before I flew to Peru. And I thought, oh, it's going to be fine, you know, the universe has got me, I'm going to come back and I'm going to feel amazing and everyone's going to want to book me and life's going to be amazing. And as much as I would love to tell you that was the case, it was a little bit more of an initiation than that. So I came back and, you know, I'd had almost a month off work, and when you're self-employed you don't get any money coming in, as we know. So almost a month of no working, because even at the job I was in, I was still a self-employed person. So almost a month of no work, and I was like, oh shit, I have to pay rent. And yeah, I just went into this complete state of panic and despair, and like, I don't know what to do. I don't have any money. And I've just come back from this holiday, and all of this, you know, unraveling of conditioning started pouring out of my system and my psyche of like, you stupid idiot, you've gone away and you've spent all this money, you're reckless, you're irresponsible, how could you do that, blah, 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 blah. And what I did in that moment was just allow myself to completely and utterly surrender to the breakdown, so that I could come face to face with all of that bullshit that was stuck in my psyche and just be like, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't have any money and there's nothing I can do. And that's when the miracles started happening, because when I allowed myself to completely descend into that abyss of despair, complete and utter death of being like, I'm just having to let go and completely rebuild all the way from like under the ground to regrow again. It was in that moment when I started really realizing and recognizing, okay, I'm going to get up every morning and pray, and I'm going to put my frequency before anything else. I'm actually going to start taking charge of my life and saying, hang on a minute, the skills and the energy that I offer to people are so valuable. And within the space of a couple of weeks, with the support of one of my mentors who I went to Peru with, miracles happened. Like thousands of pounds came to me, and all of those worries washed over. And then, but what's more interesting is that since that time, so I'm going to be talking about this. If you're interested in me sharing more about this witch awakening journey, I'll be sharing more about it in the Awaken the Witch Within masterclass. But I have, for the past 6 years, I was a Kundalini yoga teacher. So I was teaching mainly one-to-one. And it got to the point where I was like, I knew there was something that was out of alignment within me, that I wasn't completely honoring my authenticity. I was also doing a lot of psychic work through my guided meditation, so it was already there. And it was coming back from Peru that made me really be like, you need to do the healing work and shift yourself into gear. And in this, up until the last couple of months, which have been really amazingly abundant and successful and incredible in my business, which I'm so grateful for. And thank you to the amazing John Binney for supporting me as well, and my beautiful sister Indiana, my two incredible mentors. I couldn't have done it without them this past year. But yeah, up until I would say August of this year, I was in this complete trusting and surrendered state with the divine and with the universe of saying, I trust you to provide the resources that I need to look after myself, to pay my rent, pay for my food, pay my bills, support my business. And no matter what, month by month for the past year, some way or another, through the most unexpected sources and miracles, finances have been coming through. And I think I'm still healing some witch wounds around sharing about money, as I don't like to share too much about myself personally and my finances, but I do want to share that this past year, the universe, because I have said yes to realigning and doing the healing work, and realigning to my soul's truth and my true, authentic expression, what that means to me. Because I've said yes to that, the universe, the divine, and my guides have supported me financially whilst I've been taking a break from working hard. And that's truly a blessing. And I want to share that with you, not to show off and not to say that I'm so blessed and I'm so taken care of by the universe. You know, everyone has their shadows, everyone has their blessings, but I want to share it with you to hopefully inspire you and let you know that everything's going to be okay, and that sometimes at times of seeming despair and lack and worry and darkness is a gift from the universe, maybe from your guides, of them saying, hey, it's time for you to stop what you're doing, take a rest, devote yourself into the healing work, take a break, take a breather, zoom out of your life so you can actually have a cold, hard look at yourself and start being honest with yourself and start making real choices and changes rooted from a much more grounded sense of truth. Yeah, wow, I wasn't expecting that to come through today, but there you go, that's my story. And I think it's beautiful because I would have been flying to Peru in 2 days from today last year, and what an incredible 12 months it's been. And they often call Samhain, or Halloween, the witch's new year, and I've never personally related with that because I myself see spring as the new year. But now when I look back on this journey that I've had in the past year, wow, it really was the beginning for me, the end and the beginning of a completely new paradigm shift for myself. So yes, I hope you enjoyed that story. I thought now we could go and have a little walk around the forest together, and I'll talk to, there's already a few beautiful trees that I've seen, so let's go and talk to them, but I will just turn the camera around so we can walk together and you'll hear some of the crunching of the leaves, but I'll just give us a few minutes to breathe in the forest together and just enjoy the sights and the sounds. There's a little grouping of trees over here. I think I'll go and say hi to them, see if there's any wisdom they'd like to impart to us. I'm going to go for this one. We're gorgeous. We've got a holly tree here. Holly always gives me very wintry vibes. No berries yet, but okay. Let's go and talk to this beautiful tree. All right. So I'm just gonna ask the tree permission to connect first of all. Please, can I have permission to touch you and connect with you? Wow, this tree is like, its aura is warm. I can feel warmth coming off the tree. The tree gave me that warmth to say, yes, you can connect. And this was a question that was asked a couple of weeks ago. So I'll say it out loud and I'll share with you what the tree communicates with me. So, tree, please could you share your guidance and your wisdom? I have a question that, do or are trees born with birth charts? The way that humans believe that they are born with birth charts. So the tree is explaining to me that trees and plants don't connect to systems the way that humans do, but the tree is explaining, yes, of course, at the time that a tree begins that first sprouting of life, it of course will correspond with a particular alignment of cosmology and of stars and planets in the sky. However, the trees don't connect their personal identity to that. What they see is, we look up at the stars as this beautiful map, but vice versa, the stars and the planets look down at Earth and they see the trees and the fungi and the birds and the bees and all of the natural life connected in this beautiful map and web. So it's almost more like, rather than a system and a structure and a belief system and an identity system, it is just this beautiful mirroring map of as above and so below. Thank you. That was really beautiful, and it was amazing. Like the vision that, thank you, beautiful tree. The vision that this tree was showing me was like, if you imagine that you're in a place where you can look up into the sky and see all of the stars, and then you had a pen and you could connect all of the stars together, it would look like this multi-dimensional, multi-layered map in the sky. And the tree was showing me that of the earth. You have humans, but you also have the trees and the plant lives, the birds and all of the other beings and insects, but also under the earth there's the fungi, the rocks and the crystals, all of the energy, the elementals. These are also, imagine they're like stars all connected by these webs. So as we look up, the same as if we look down, it would be mirroring and matching in such an incredibly cosmic, beautiful way. Wow. And the tree was saying, this is the web of life. It's all connected, and that humans love to attach meaning and identity to everything that is, but it is just is. And the tree wanted me to share this message that you, we, I, all, we are all everything. So when it comes to things like birth charts, we embody the energy of all of the elements and all of the zodiacs and so much more. There's so many other constellations and planets and universes that we can embody. So it's just a structure and a system that if we love and it brings us joy, beautiful, but there is also so much more expansive and multi-dimensional ways of being that are beyond the birth chart, specifically the Western astrology, which is just a system that it just turns with the seasons and it never changes. And the tree was telling me that we can't, or we shouldn't, we can if we choose to, of course, but we shouldn't get too fixated on any systems or ideologies that aren't growing, changing and evolving organically, because if we do, then we aren't living in harmony with nature's natural rhythm. And remember, nature is not the earth, nature is the natural energetic forces and flow and magic of Earth, all of the other planets in our solar system, but cosmically the stars, the planets, the universe and the multiverse. Remember, there are universes beyond this universe. That's what I truly and wholeheartedly believe in my heart and my soul. So yeah, the tree wants you to recognize that you are so beautifully connected to everything, and that you actually embody everything. You are not one, you are not A, you are not B, you are the full infinite spectrum of reality. Yeah, and to flow like nature and allow your perception of things to grow and change, expand, be challenged, be humbled. Thank you so much, beautiful tree. Okay, right, let's go. I'll turn the camera around again. The camera's getting a little bit hot now, so probably only going to do 5 more minutes or so. This tree is calling. Hello, beautiful tree. Okay, let me turn the camera around again. Let's turn it this way. We've got the gorgeous sunlight. Hello, beautiful tree. This tree has the most like friendly vibes, just like, yeah, just lean against me. It's got this gorgeous hair. Hello, beautiful tree. Is it okay if I connect in with you energetically and psychically and ask you a question? The tree was like, yeah, of course. Why are you asking me that? Thank you. Beautiful tree, do you have an important message for humanity at the moment, please? What can people connect to on an individual level that is going to help humanity as a whole? Humanity needs healing. Yes. Thank you, tree. I know. Please help. How can we as individuals help humanity to heal? Humanity needs healing. There is so much suffering. We must recognize and acknowledge the suffering, not on the news, what is around us in our day-to-day lives. Acknowledge the suffering and recognize the power that we have in the smallest smiles, warm conversations that we can have with the bus driver or the person in our local shop, giving someone an extra bit of money just because, with absolutely no expectations, implanting seeds of kindness into everyday activities, conversations, encounters, and environments. That is a way we can start today spreading the virus of kindness. I love that, tree. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Spreading a virus of kindness. Well, I would be more than happy to have that virus. I love that. And that actually reminds me when I did my embodiment coaching training. It was like, how can you be more tuned in to every single person that you encounter in the day? You know, even though a lot of us work online, there's always moments where we're going out, we're going to the store, even driving, you know, if you drive past someone, how can we radiate more warmth and spread the virus of kindness? Because imagine if there was a kindness epidemic on planet Earth. Wow, that would make such a difference. Kindness, compassion, and not caring only about ourselves. So that was beautiful. Thank you, tree. I actually really don't want to leave your side. yeah, I think that's a beautiful message to end this video on today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Weekly Wandering and Pondering. It's been a pleasure as always to share with you, and the woods have been beautiful and quiet and just a wonderful landscape for me to wander around and talk to you today. I really love talking to the trees and talking to nature, so if you have any questions you'd like me to ask, please do share them in the comments, because I want to know what you want to know. Otherwise I will just ask them whatever is on my heart. But yeah, if you've got me a few questions, I can do more next time. And look at this now, beautiful sunlight. So if you can, go out, be in the sun. And for those of you who are entering into the summer, coming out of winter, what an incredible time of rebirth for you as well. You know, shouting out to our Australian soul brothers and sisters, I don't know where else, shout me out if you are in a place in the world where winter is ending and spring is beginning, because like I mentioned, this for me has always been my new year, and it's only really this year that I'm really resonating with the witch's new year of Samhain, summer's ending. But yeah, just sending you so much love and blessings at this extremely potent and magical time of the year where we are switching so drastically between the summer's ending and the winter beginning, or the winter ending and the spring summer beginning. That's a huge shift no matter where you live in the world. And if you're somewhere where you don't have seasons, you could just think about this as, you know, darkness to light, morning to night. It's the same thing, knowing and honoring that wherever you are in the world, you can connect to these shifts. But yeah, even, you know, at night time, the veil is thinner, the world is quieter, the stars and the moon comes out. It's the same as now as we descend into winter. The veil is more thin. It's the time that we go inwards into the darkness. We do become more aware of our inner voice. Our psychic gifts and abilities can start to come online if that's what we choose, because we are less extroverted naturally. Our energy is not outward so much as it is in the summer, but inwards. And this is always something you can choose to deepen into if you wish. And this time of year, you will be encouraged by the universe and by your guides. So yes, sending you so much love. Coffee Shop Chats is coming tomorrow with part 2 of the multi-dimensions of healing, and then Friday will be the monthly review, which I'm really excited to share because it's going to be the first competition winner. So someone is going to be winning a one-to-one session with me. Super exciting. So lots to look forward to this week, and the witch activation 2-hour masterclass ending October with a bang and starting winter with a bang. So thank you so much everyone who is here, everyone who supports. I love you, and I'm humbled that you even want to hear me rambling. So thank you, I love you, and have the most beautiful day.